Hey everyone, welcome to another game recap. Man, the Rolla Bulldogs boys get it done last night. Big time victory in the opening round of the Class 6 District 2 tournament. Rolla Bulldogs were able to host the opening game because they had the number one seed on their side of the bracket, and Marquette, the number 2 seed, who is actually the host of the entire district, they hosted just the first round games, and then they'll take on their side of the bracket, and then they'll host the semifinal and championship games. So the Rolla Bulldogs took on Northwest. They defeated them 83-39. It started off just right off the bat, a 15-0 run to start the game before Northwest finally hit a three-pointer about 3 minutes into the game. And it just continued from there. They called the timeout in that first minute as a 6-0 run, and Coach trying to get them all settled down. Coach Miller just said, "Hey, let's go, boys." And they kept going, like I said, that 15-0 run to start the game. And that pretty much sealed it. Northwest did not have the size to compete with the Rolla Bulldogs or the athletes. And Rolla just went on and just kept pounding it through the process. They led 39-18 at half. Bulldogs were led by Ethan Brown, 6'4" senior guard, commit to Illinois. He had, I think, 12. Jensen Thomas, 6'2" senior guard, had 8 in the half, and then Paxton Ledbetter was 7. And then James Sheck, a junior, came off the bench, and he put up 6 points in that opening half, which was great to see from James. It's a senior-dominated team. That's really where your rotation's at. James Sheck is one of those players that in any other year he'd be starting for the Bulldogs, but they're loaded with the senior class. Start off the second half, it was just like the first half, 15-6 run to start the game. And at that point, it was about 4 minutes into the third quarter. Ethan Brown trailed after a steal and a layup attempt by another teammate. The shot was missed. Ethan tipped it in, got his 2,500th point of his career, kind of a huge milestone, especially for a Class 5 or Class 6 school, which is all they've been this year. They're Class 6. You don't see many of the players getting that 2,500 points. He's the all-time leader in assists for the school as well, so it's not like he's just jacking up shots. So again, big accomplishment. Coach calls a timeout. They're able to recognize him a little bit during that process. That kind of got the crowd amped up as well. And it just kept going. Bulldogs had 16 steals on the night. They forced 20 turnovers. They had 26 points off turnovers, which is one of the big things I look for is the points off turnovers and the transition points. Are we making that happen? We did that. And what was really nice to see is there was 10 players scoring in double figures for the Bulldogs on the night. We had to get Brown with a game high 19, Thomas with 14, Paxton Ledbetter, the 6'7" center forward that we have with 12, and then James Sheck, the junior, coming off the bench, putting up 10 points. But 10 players scoring for the Bulldogs. We also had some big times as events as well. Logan Litz, a sophomore 5'8" guard, plays on the JV, able to come in, get his first varsity points, knocking down a 3 from the top of the key. That was great to see. Ty Jenkins played on the freshman team all year. Got to play some JV at the last home game when the freshman season wrapped up. He got himself some varsity minutes, and he got his varsity points. First time on the season to play varsity, he got himself 2 points on there. Ty Jenkins, a 6'3" freshman. A lot of potential in that younger group that, again, has been overshadowed by the dominant seniors that have been out there. Great atmosphere, great crowd showing up. I'll get some pictures posted up about that. The 6-man was rocking it. Just a lot of fun. I mean, Coach Miller, I got a quote here from him. He goes, "It's exactly what a coach wants for the last home game. Getting to play all 15 guys, 10 of them scoring. Ethan scoring his 2,500th point, and a monstrous crowd getting to send the team forward in district play with a very solid win. A really fun Tuesday night at the Fieldhouse." That just said it all for me about what was accomplished that night. Great job by everybody. Next up, we got Lafayette out of Wildwood at Marquette on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Turn out, let's get up there, let's get a big crowd. Lafayette's going to be coming in that far. They'll have a big crowd there. Marquette's not a huge gym, so we got to make sure we get there and get loud with that. So it's kind of cool, a little connection. John Myers is a former Bulldog. I believe he graduated in high school in 93 from Rolla, and he is on the staff at Lafayette on their basketball team. So they went to the Final Four last year. They're 16-9 on the season. We have not played them before in the current record books. We also have no common opponents, which is kind of crazy to see. So we really are kind of going out there on a limb, seeing how it goes. We were able to watch them in the opening game of the district playoff last night because they came to Rolla and played their game down here. Lafayette, they defeated Parkway West 56-41. I believe it's the second time they defeated Parkway West. However, they trailed at halftime. They were down. Parkway West had a big kid that was just doing some damage to Lafayette. They did not have an answer for him. They ended up winning 56-41, pulling away in that second half. On the season, Rolla's averaging 69.7 points a game. Lafayette averaging around 60 points a game, so a little bit slower pace. Our defense holding teams about 53 a game, and Lafayette's holding about 54 a game. So on paper, looks like it's going to be a great matchup. We're very familiar with this team. The group of seniors and their group of seniors have been playing since they were young in an annual kind of a game down here in Rolla. John Meyer's able to bring his team back, so it was always a lot of fun to match up with them at the end of the season. And just it was a good time for everybody. I always have a lot of friends and alumni would come back to see John coach and then have everybody there. One year we even played at Missouri S&T on their court. So it's been a lot of fun. So that's what we got. Girls play tonight. They are playing the number 1 seed Marquette, or actually at Eureka. I believe they're playing at 5 o'clock tonight. So make sure you show up for them. Again, if you cannot be there in person, you can listen to it on the radio. They'll have that broadcasted, or you can pay for the streaming fee from Misha TV. So MSHSAA.TV, and you can find everything there. Boys play Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Let's get out there. Let's get rowdy. Let's get loud, and let's support your Rolla Bulldogs. Find out more. Go to romoathletics.com. Articles are up there on the games. You can find more of the stats and information and the details on the games, as well as some of the short clips, and you can find the Inside the Huddle episodes. All right, for everyone, don't forget, it's not just a great day, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.